Hello, this is Becky from Chic Mouldings, and today I will be talking about how I recommend attaching one of our Chic Mouldings knob pulls onto your project using a bolt. Now, you don't have to use a bolt. You can just use some glue on the bottom, epoxy or super glue or construction adhesive, something nice and strong, but I only recommend that for smaller projects. If you're going to be using the drawers or cupboards or whatever you're using it on regularly, or if it's a heavy drawer or cupboard, then I would definitely recommend using a bolt for extra security. If you order a handle, you have the choice to add this little set on checkout. If you've done that, if you've ticked that box, then you will receive your handle with a hole pre-drilled into the back, a nut, a piece of threaded rod and a washer. Now, the reason I don't attach them on before I send them, and the reason I don't recommend you attaching this on before you install the knob, is because this hole gives a bit of play here. This means that when it's glued in, there's a bit of room for it to really settle into place and get a really nice tight connection here with no gap. If you pre-drill it on and it's a little bit wonky, you might end up like this. So you don't want this in here to be off angle, you want it to be absolutely perpendicular and straight. So the way I start this off is by putting the bolt in. This is a 6mm hole I've drilled. It can be a little bit bigger, it doesn't really matter. And so I'll just get this into position, into the right place, make sure that's all the way pushed in there. So I've pushed that all the way in, holding the knob down on the other side, and that gets my approximate position. We will clamp this later after it's glued, so it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly in position at the moment. So then I will just take that off. Look, it's moving anyway, it really doesn't matter, you'll be pushing it through later on anyway. If your hole is a bit tighter than this one was, then it won't have moved. Right, so I am going to use for this Instacure, which is my favourite cyanoacrylate glue. This particular one is a gap filling medium, which means that it will fill any little gaps between the side of your bolt and the inside of your handle. So I like to put quite a bit of this in. You can use construction adhesive, you can use epoxy, anything that cures without oxygen and that is thick so it'll fill a gap. So I'm going to put plenty of this inside here, and don't worry if you put too much in, it'll just overflow onto here and that'll create even more bond onto your surface. You don't have to put any there, I just happened to spill some onto there just then. So let's just go ahead and glue that onto there. I'm going to hold the handle in here, I'm going to push, so that's nice and secure there, push that right in, and now I'm just going to leave that for a while. I'll probably leave it this way round and attach this on first. I should have undone my clamp first. So this makes sure that it's really nice and tight against that surface until it's cured. So I'm just going to leave that like that for a little while until I'm certain that the super glue has cured. I'm not using a kicker this time. This clamp is not quite long enough, but I'm too stubborn to go and get another one. There we go. Right, I'm going to leave that for a while and come back when it's cured, and then I'll show you how to add the nut and bolt on the back. Fairly self-explanatory, but I'll come and do that in a little while. Right then, I've come back now and I have removed the clamp. You can see now that this is able to move through here. It's nice and flat on the bottom. This is really well, if I try and pull this out, there's no way it's coming out. So it's just a simple case now of adding your washer and your nut. Oops, fiddly fingers, and then do that up. A little bit of a tighten with your spanner. Now if you do this before the glue has set, then it will pull the bolt out of the handle, which is what you don't want. So wait for your glue to dry, and there you go. I'll just tighten that a tiny bit more. That is nice and secure. And that's how it's done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come and have a look at our mouldings at www.chicmouldings.com. We've got a huge range, loads of colours, lots to choose from. Or come and have a look at our Facebook page, which is accessible through the website. There's lots and lots of pictures on there for you to have a look at, get some inspiration for your projects and ask for advice and generally have fun. Bye.